with us now, Stacie Rene, motivational strategy speaker and the author of The Positive Shift. I have that book, by the way. Stacie, how are you?
Good. I have it right here, too. It is definitely a Monday. And I mean that with like fireworks. Like,
see,
you're going to make or break your own day here.
Thank you.
We need you every Monday just to have your energy. It like wakes you up and it makes you think, be grateful for another day. It doesn't matter what kind of day it is. And I will say, as someone who is, this is the first day, Stacie, my back's been out, that I've been up and around and out of my house since Wednesday. And when you can't walk, you take a lot of things for granted. So as soon as I was able to get up out of the bed yesterday and start moving around, you're looking at everyone walking, and I'm like, I am so grateful to be able to get up. And it really is just changing how we think and being grateful for what we have.
It is. And I've been in your situation before, and I don't know what happened. It came out of the blue, and all of a sudden I'm like, I can't move. I got in the truck to drive. I'm like, I can't get out of the truck. And I just lost it. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And I was in so much pain. And I'm like, okay, I've got this. And I literally had to talk myself into like, I got this. I'm good. You know what? Just get down to the next step and like shift my mind into thinking it's okay. And I was dying. So I understand your pain.
I will say though, I didn't have that. I was getting a pedicure. And when I turned to get out of the chair, my back tweaked, and I had to have my husband come get me. I could barely reach the phone to call him. I know Calvin's over here laughing. I know my husband's like, can you say that you were chasing down an illegal dumper or a bear or something? No, I was getting a pedicure and I couldn't even get my nails done.
Anything else.
I know. I was in so much pain, and I was crying. He had to come up and get me, and all the nail techs were like, "Is she okay? Is she okay?" So, but you know,
I'm laughing with you, not at you.
Yeah.
My toes look great though. My nails, I couldn't even stay for the manicure. That's how much pain I was in, and it's so embarrassing.
See? The struggle is real, and you made it through. You got yourself through it, and now if somebody else goes through that situation, you'll be able to help them.
You know, I always say though, sometimes when your outside body breaks down, it's because the world is telling you to stop.
Yes.
Just stop. Because when you can't
if you're not
do
going
anything,
to, they're going to make you.
Yes, and that's exactly what happened to me. I had a million things on my to-do list, and I got none of them done, of course. But you have to reshift and realign and move on. And for someone in your position, I know that we have you on to kind of talk about how our struggles today can be our strengths tomorrow.
Absolutely. And you know, everyone sits there and they think, oh my gosh, this is the worst time of my life. What am I going to do? I don't know how to get through this. And let me tell you all, I have been there. I feel your pain. I feel your struggle. I feel you're wanting to pull your hair out. But then once we start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, or we start feeling better, you have to live off of those experiences. And what I tell so many people is, okay, you may have had a crappy boss. You may have had a friend that threw you under the bus, not like literally, but you know, like someone who, you know, didn't see your best interest. And you've also may have had a partner or spouse or relationship that, you know, you really went through difficult times. The nice thing about this is that you learn from your struggles. And therefore, you know what, I don't want to make that mistake. I learned from that. And then you're also able to help other people. You know, for instance, I remember working at this place, and I had this old supervisor that would get mad at me for everything that I did. And I finally said, look, I'm like, you see black, I see white, there's no gray in between. And we literally butted heads. And I just came to the compromise that, you know, I understand that you're going to see things differently, but you also have to open your eyes and see the way that I see things, because I don't look at things in a negative tone, where she was also just constantly beating that down. And so I'm glad that I went through that experience, because I have had several experiences since, and therefore really helped me. And I was only 23 at the time. And it helped me be able to handle situations better now and moving forward. And I think that anyone who's going through things, don't get pissed off. I mean, I don't mean to be real and honest, but that's how you're going to feel. Don't be that way. Think about what you're learning from that. What can you take from that? And it's hard to think about that when you're in the situation. But if you take a moment to sit back and be like, they kind of had a good point. And sometimes we hear things that we don't want to hear, but we need to hear, if that makes any sense.
So with that, Stacie, too, sometimes it's hard to know when to walk away from toxic people or toxic situations and when to stay and learn the lesson. How do we come to those decisions? It's like you just know in your heart when it's time, because your heart tells you.
You know, and, let's learn some difficult situations, but there comes a point when you wake up every morning and you don't like how you feel. Only you can make that change. And here's the beautiful part about change. You are in control of it. You get to make the decisions that you want to make for your change in your life. And if you want to sit there and you want to continuously be in that, oh my gosh, I have to go to work today. Oh my gosh, I have to face this today. Then change it. And I know that it's not so easy, but it's baby steps. The first thing that you do in the morning, instead of, if you feel, you feel that way, wake up, write 3 things that you are grateful for that day. It can be your cup of coffee. It can be doing an interview on Civic Center TV. It can be just texting a friend. It can be so many different things. And it's the small, minute things that make all the difference in your world. So make the change. Decide what you want and what you don't want in your life. And then at that point, you move forward. And the nice thing about this, Kelvin and Ronnie, is the path that you guys take every day is on you. If you decide that all of a sudden you're going to take a different job, you're going to take a different task on, that is your task. You may do it for a year. You may do it for 6 months, a year and a half, 10 years. Those are my situations. Because I didn't feel like I was successful in it didn't mean that I was a failure. You know what? I am falling forward. And that's the biggest thing that we have to remember. You're not falling back unless you decide to fall back, to go a couple steps backwards. I always fall forward because I am learning something. And if I'm not trying different paths in life and I'm not trying new things in life, then I'm not pushing myself hard enough. I'm not believing that I can have a different journey to go through and take all those things, all the struggles, all the life paths, and learn from it to make my future better. And that's what we get to pass on to friends and children and family and everyone else. And you have to know what you want in life. And if you don't know, then call me and I'll help you.
You're definitely a very motivational type person as well, because every time I talk with Stacie, she's always just positive, and having a positive outlet really can change our life. And it's just a matter of how we go about getting there. So if someone is a negative Nelly, how can they change their habits?
Well, there's a couple of things. If somebody tells you that you are really kind of being negative, take that, listen, see how you view your life on things, and then try and change your morning. If you guys, changing your morning routine is the #1 key. And then the second key is how you go to bed at night. It sounds so simple, but if you have a million things racing through your head when you're going through your evening routine, and you're like, oh my gosh, I could have done this, I should have done this, dang it, I didn't accomplish this, or oh, that person really made me mad, then you know what? You're gonna go to bed with the 90% of those negative thoughts still in there, which guess what? When you wake up, boom, it's gonna be right there slapping you in the face because you've been thinking about it all night. If you sit there and redirect your thoughts when you go to bed at night and you think differently and say, hey, you know what? I'm really glad that I got this done. I'm really grateful that I gave my husband a kiss goodnight. I'm glad that I actually made dinner. And look at the things that you accomplished, even if you made your bed, even if you brushed your teeth. I mean, you've got two good things if you brush your teeth in the morning and at night. I mean, that's something to be grateful for because some people just don't. So think about all the things that you did, that you accomplished, and think about the wonderful things that you're going to do the next day. Not the woulda, coulda, shoulda done in the evening, but what you are going to do. And that really helps you get out of a funk, gets you out of your struggle. And sometimes it may take a week, it may take 2 weeks. I was there. And I just don't want to be there anyway. And it was like crawling out a hole, but it was hard. Yes, us positive people get that way too. I mean, listen, in life, you're going to suck at some things. That's the way it is. And
well, that's how you discover what you're good at. If you
Exactly. And, you know, I am not a singer, even though I'd really like to sing. I would love to, because I like being by myself and belting out a good song. But thank goodness my windows are not down and nobody can hear me, because when my kids do hear me, they're like, oh, dear, please stop. But that's what we find out in life of what we're good at. Fall forward trying something new, fall forward trying a new sport, fall forward taking a new journey, a new path, a new friend, meet somebody new every day, make that a part of your goal. Life is what you make it. Struggles are on you. Struggles are your strengths. Everyone, that is a beautiful thing to remember. And don't look at it as a negative thing, but also look at how far you've come.
Sometimes we forget to look back at where we started versus where we are now, because every day is a journey, but we're not appreciating the journey every day.
Exactly. And it's all in your mindset. All in your mindset. Your mind can take you down a really bad path. If you're driving down a dirt road and you see all these potholes and you're like, I'm really mad, you know, this just sucks. I just got my new white car washed and now I've got all this stuff. And they're like, you know what? I guess I just get to go to the car wash again and just do it again. And you know what? Make my day happy. And, you know, just how you take things in your everyday life, how you interpret things is all on you. And let me tell you, if somebody makes you mad, that's on you. I have to tell you, that is a really good tip, because, you know, I was just at a restaurant with my husband this weekend. We went up to my hometown in Midland, and it was something so ridiculous. And he'd asked the waitress, you know, about breakfast, because I really wanted an omelet. And he's like, well, I just told you that she said that, you know, you can't have breakfast. I'm like, well, I just need to see for myself. He's like, I already told you. I'm like, well, I just need, you know, and it could have turned into this big battle. And I started to get really angry, but I was like, no, we're not going to go there. You know what? He can win this one. He's right. He went out of his way to let me know. Let my ego just come down, because I don't always have to be right, and move on. And you know what? It could have ruined the whole rest of the morning and the day, but instead I let it go. We got on these really cool, like, little bike scooter things that I never rode on before, and we had a phenomenal morning. So something so small could have ruined the day. Instead, we had a wonderful day with the family outside. We laughed about it. It's just, think about those little struggles that you're going to have. Think about those little things that you are in control of. And sometimes you just need to back down and let your ego go to bed.
So with that, Stacie, I know we've talked to you about this before, but share with those that maybe aren't familiar your little trick to help us change that mindset when we are in that mode.
Absolutely. CCD. It's the easiest thing to remember. Cancel, clear, delete. Cancel out the thought. Clear your mind and delete what you were just thinking and get it on out of there and replace it with something positive. And I will tell you, I do this daily. And I've had people say they've done it 100 to 200 times a day. And that's fabulous, because the first key to a positive mindset, to changing your mindset, shifting, is to catch yourself. So cancel, clear, delete, replace it with something positive. You know, say a little mantra. My favorite one is, I am awesome, successful, and smart. I succeed at what I put my mind to. Again, ask. You can remember it. Awesome, successful, and smart. So CCD and ask. You're good to go for the day. Just the little things.
So should someone make up their own mantra?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can have your ones that are just quick and easy to go to until you get your own. I have one that, I made up for myself, and my children also use this same one when they can't sleep or they're having a bad day. They use it. But, again, if you don't know how to make up your own mantra, I can help you. Go online, find something that just feels right to you, and then tailor it to what your own needs are. We're all different. We all have different needs. We all have different lifestyles, different paths and journeys in life. So get something to tailor for yourself and what feels right. We're all given intuition, whether you like it or not, whether you choose to use it or not. Again, that's on you. But if you get this feeling, gut intuition, use it. Go for it. Go online. Find that mantra. What feels good to you? If that one doesn't work out for a whole week, get a new one. Try. It's the beautiful thing about life. You're in control.
Every day is a new day. Stacie Rene with us, motivational strategy speaker and mindset life coach. And Stacie, I will say one thing about me is I'm one of those people I cannot stand to see like the little dots next to my message or my email or my phones. I have to clear them out.
The waiting, yeah.
Yeah, which is not always good because in some ways then I forget to get back to people. But sometimes I will put stuff on my to-do list that I've already done because I have the app. It's a reminder, and then it makes the little mark, like it sounds like you're, scratching it out.
Right.
And I do it just because I've already done it, and then I feel like I'm starting my day ahead of the curve.
Right.
Absolutely. And, something that I want to leave you all with is think about, like I said, you have to take different paths, and your struggles are real because they truly are. But look at Albert Einstein. He did over 1,000, you guys, 1,000 trials on different things, different, projects that he thought he could accomplish. And then it was like the 1,001 that became the light bulb. Okay. He never gave up. He fell forward to just try new things. Look at Denzel Washington. He wanted to go to be an actor. And at the age of 20, he was, failing in college, and his college said, hey, he had like a 1.5, I think. And they're like, hey, why don't you just maybe try to, take a break from college? And he's like, oh man, because he felt like he was at his low point. And he was at a barber shop that his mom owned, or a hair salon that his mom owned. And there was a lady sitting there that kept looking at him. And she's like, I just want to tell you, this is what I see for you. And it just came out of the blue. And here he is, 20 years old. He's like, okay, I'm at the lowest point in my life. What am I going to do? And sometimes it's just hearing something from somebody else that he decided to move forward and go on. And even his acting career, and I don't mean to talk about acting or, all these big celebrities, but everybody has these things, these failures, the things that they are going to stink at, but then try. Because if you ever thought that I would be a motivational speaker, I didn't think that I would be. I did not like to get in front of people. In fact, my high school year, I would scream in a pillow so I wouldn't have to do my speech because my voice was too raspy, so I couldn't do it. So I had the fear. Somehow it just, helping people, motivating them, assisting them, getting them to really discover themselves and see what their true potential is what made me step out and shine. And do I get nervous talking? Absolutely. If I didn't have a little bit of that in there, then, I wouldn't want to always try and be better to give people new information and to be more successful, because that's just how I'm driven. It's in my blood. It's in my bones. So I'd like to carry that on for other people. So everyone, please go out and try new things, especially now. Totally, just do it.
You're listening to 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, 88.1 WBFH Bloomfield Hills. We're speaking with Stacie Rene, motivational strategy speaker and mindset life coach. Stacie, how could people find out more information to connect with you or to get your book?
You can go to Amazon. It's called Positive Shift Ahead is the book, and it's a Amazon best-selling book. So hopefully you can get your 16 ways to redirect negative thoughts quickly. Hopefully you can get it. You will go to it a lot. Or you can go to www.stacie.com, or just email me, stacie@stacierene.com. Would love to hear from you.
Also follow her on Instagram. You always have great posts.
Thank you. Yes, please follow. That would be great.
Stacie, again, as always, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great, successful day.